Hey friends. Okay, this is a video that originally I wanted to do, I think a couple weeks ago, but then I couldn't find my fins. So here they are. What I wanted to do is a quick little video, and I think the next part that you're gonna watch is just gonna be in kind of fast mode, but I just wanted to do a little short video and just explain to you there are different fin setups if you don't know. And I've got my shortboard behind me and I've got my fins. So just a little bit of background. I have 6'1". It's a fun little shortboard that I got custom made for me by a local shaper who's amazing, called Mas Surf, M-A-S Surf. If you're here in Mexico, check him out. Miguel is amazing. And he makes a lot of amazing boards, especially longboards. You know how this girl feels about longboards. Anyway, I got this awesome board made by him, and I asked him to put in the fin setup so that I could ride it as a thruster or a quad setup. So far I've been riding it as a thruster setup, but I wanted to kind of give it a try to see how it works as a quad. And so yeah, I just wanted to show you. I'm gonna swap up my fins, but I just wanted to explain a little bit, give a little bit of a background. There are different feels, obviously, and one of the things that I think is kind of cool anyway of this board is, for me, I think it's really important to, fins definitely affect the surfboard's performance. Fin setups, also fin shapes will definitely, and sizes will affect a lot of different things of how your board will behave. And I think it's just a fun way that, you know, for example, if you're just learning and feeling into, you know, what you like, what you don't like, it's kind of cool. Like, that's one of the reasons why I decided to have my board set up this way, because it's the same board ridden with two different fin setups. So I get to see how the board performs as a thruster in the same conditions, same waves, and I get to see how the board performs as a quad. So I get to see for myself, you know, we can read blogs, we can look at, so yeah, same board, same conditions, my local surf spots, different fin setup, same fin kind. So if you don't know, you can get what I got, which is a 5-fin setup. This is FCS, I can't even say it properly. And there's 5 fins in here. There's one that goes in the middle, 2 that go on the side for a thruster setup, and then these 2 that I have in the box still. These are the 4-fin setup. So I'm gonna pop these in, and I'm gonna take the center fin out, and I'll show you guys a little speed up version what that looks like. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you guys. I will keep you posted on my personal thoughts, but I think it's also important just to try stuff yourself. You know, if you have the opportunity, this is actually a really wonderful thing about, I know a lot of people don't necessarily, if you have like the opportunity to rent different surfboards, try different surfboards, try different fin setups. But I think it's really, really valuable to try out different kinds of setups and conditions. And that's true for, you know, for example, when I was looking at buying my current longboard, which is the 3rd board that I've owned, it's always good to have, you know, your first board. If you're only getting your very first board ever, it might not be your forever board, and that's okay. Just know that, you know, like if you're making that decision about what do I buy, know that your first board's probably not going to be your forever board, but you're probably going to have some sentimental attachment to it, which is why it took me a long time to get rid of mine. It was totally dead and it went to a really good home. So that's another story. But yeah, I think it's really valuable. When I was looking for that board, for example, when I was looking for my next board, I rented a lot of surfboards, I tried a lot of surfboards, and that gave me a sense of feel of size and shape and style. We all have different bodies, we all have different preferences, so you know, it's fun to try different stuff, and stoked to share with you the next little part, how I get this in. I just wanted to also mention, so this is FCS, I keep wanting to say S, FCS2, which means that these guys just pop in and out. However, I know that they're quite tight, so I know when I first popped in new fins into a new board, it was pretty tough to get in. I know other people have used a little trick using a surf leash to pop them out, because using your hands, they're really, really hard to get in and out. They're pretty tight. I personally just have behind me, you can't see it yet, just a really old leash that I never use or surf with, so that's what I'm gonna be using to get mine out. If that's what works for you, great. If you have little tricks and tips and you have this set up and you wanna leave that in the comments, I'm game for it. Let me know down below what works for you. All right, loves. Also, let me know down below, what do you like about quads? What do you like about thrusters? What are your thoughts? What are your personal experiences? I would love to also hear what your personal preferences is. And if you do comment, let me know all the details. What kind of brakes do you surf? What kind of board do you surf? All that stuff. Okay, let's get to it. So hopefully that's helpful. One thing that I didn't mention earlier, and I'm not sure with the time lapse how clearly you can see, one of the reasons I showed you guys the fin close up is when you get the kit of 4, there are 2 bigger side fins and 2 smaller side fins, and then there's a center fin. And the way you can tell what the side fins are versus the center fin is, the center fin's gonna be like come to a point, but it's gonna be rounded on both sides, right? Because it's going through the middle, it's cutting through the water, and so that's for hydrodynamics. The side fins are always gonna be flat on one side and rounded on the other side. And you wanna just make sure that the flat side is facing inward towards the center line of the board, and the rounded part faces out. In the case of my fin setup, you'll actually notice that the flat side has no writing on it, but the rounded side actually does. And the 2 smaller fins are the ones that go a little bit further back and in, and the 2 bigger side fins are the ones that are gonna go ahead, a little bit closer to the nose, if that makes sense. So from the nose of the board, as you come down, you're gonna get your larger fins coming into the furthest outside part of the setup, and then the 2 side bites that are a little bit further into closer to the tail, those are the 2 smaller fins that you're gonna wanna put in. And in my case anyway, the rounded side, the outside, is also, they make it obvious because they actually write, like on the quad setup 2, for example, the small ones, it actually says quad fin on it. So you know that those 2 are for the quad setup. The front bigger 2 are for like either the quad or the thruster setup, and the center fin is the one it's the only one that could be the center fin because it doesn't have any flat sides, it's just rounded on both sides. So I just wanted to mention that because that is important that you get your fins in the right way. Also, if you might not be able to tell from the video, but getting those fins locked in is a lot of work. So I put my surfboard on some cushions, and then I put the board cover on top or something soft. Make sure you have your board on like a really well supported place. Don't just put it on the ground, because you need to put a lot of force into popping those fins in. And I don't know if you noticed as well, to get that fin out, I actually had to kneel on my board to get that back fin out. And the action is you're pushing towards the nose, so from the back of the tail towards the nose to knock the fin out, because the way that they go in is there's a little slot that goes in towards the nose of the board, and then you push in the back part of the fin and it locks down in a little locking mechanism. So it is important that it fits in the right spot before you lock it down, but know that it is supposed to be hard to get in there, and that's just so that it's secure and it doesn't come out. Anyway, yeah, I will keep you guys posted about what are my thoughts of my new quad setup. All right, loves. Oh yeah, I always forget this part. If you like this stuff, please like and subscribe to my channel. Like this video, comment, and please subscribe. It's free and it's really supportive for me, and it also tells YouTube to put some love and attention into my channel, so hopefully other people can also benefit from the goodness. So I appreciate you. Buenas olas and ánimo from Mexico. Mwah.